Hi, and welcome to LiveLOOK's May 2013 webinar, part of our Customer Collaboration 2013 series. Today's webinar is titled 10 Things CoBrowse Technology Can Do for Your Contact Center. Before we go, please feel free to use the WebEx Q&A box at the top of your screen to submit questions, or you can email Kyle Williams at kwilliams@livelook.com. Keep all the questions until the end of the session. We've left about 15 minutes at the end to answer everyone's questions. And if there are any that we aren't able to get to on this session, we'll be happy to answer those via email. Let me start with just a little bit about who I am. My name is Michelle Bruzio, and I'm the Marketing Director at LiveLOOK. I've been with LiveLOOK for about 2 years. I focus primarily on analytics, marketing analytics and customer analytics. I talk to customers all the time, putting together case studies and use case documentation, and turning all of that, coupled with the analytics, around into best practices for our new customers and for the industry in general. Now, just a quick intro on who LiveLOOK is. We are the world's most deployed co-browsing technology at enterprise companies. Our team is made up of leaders in the co-browse space. We've developed patented solutions that continue to evolve as new customer environments evolve. Today, over 20% of Fortune 100 companies are already using LiveLOOK technologies, and that includes companies in all industries, and companies across the globe are using LiveLOOK. We're also integrated into some of the most popular customer engagement platforms in the world. For example, Oracle Right Now, Interactive Intelligence, Moxie Software, LivePerson, all of these and more integrate LiveLOOK solutions directly into their customer interaction technologies. What is co-browse technology? Co-browse technology has come a long way in the past 2 years. It's much more on the forefront of contact center tools. So I won't go deep into the technology aspect of it, but just a quick overview of what it is for anybody who's not familiar. Co-browse essence is similar to screen sharing. So we're familiar with a salesperson sharing his screen with a customer or prospect through a WebEx session or a go-to meeting. This is very similar, but flipped around. So the customer is the one sharing his screen with a customer service agent or a sales agent. And in order to achieve that sharing, that visual collaboration, we can't ask customers to download software or register for something like a WebEx or a GoToMeeting. It has to be quick and easy, one click. It has to work in every environment. This is a customer service tool, so it has to be very easy for the customer. And that's what we've achieved by developing co-browse technology. What's unique about LiveLOOK's solution, and I'll cover this very quickly before we get into the 10 things co-browse can do at your contact center. LiveLOOK's co-browse premium product is a little different than anything else in the marketplace. Competitive solutions rely on either one of two technology approaches. Each of these approaches has limitations. The screen sharing approach, which we just discussed, and then the HTML co-browsing approach. LiveLOOK solutions are based on a patented innovation that combines both of these approaches into one solution. And by doing so, we're delivering the highest level of compatibility and functionality. LiveLOOK co-browse is the only solution in the marketplace that can achieve all of these things. 10-second connection speeds, complete mobile compatibility, no difficulty handling complex web technologies, and what that means is pop-ups that might come up during the session, or dynamic content, or flash. Some competitive solutions will lose synchronization when that happens, but LiveLOOK never will. There's no cross-browser compatibility issues. There's an ability to apply very advanced security settings, which I'll go into on the next slide. And perhaps most important, the ability to co-browse any combination of browser and non-browser content. So any of those HTML-based solutions are in the browser. You can only co-browse content that's been tagged with a code. LiveLOOK's solution allows you to go outside of those tagged web pages and co-browse with the customer whatever content you need to, depending on your use case. Our security architecture is vetted by the largest financial institutions in the world, and almost any case when you see a financial institution deploying something like a co-browse solution, they're using our technology because our security is best in class. And we maintain the ability to handle content behind authentication seamlessly, so there's, again, no synchronization lost. In terms of those advanced security settings, this is based on patented technology, and only LiveLOOK can achieve this. We can limit or allow co-browsing of a combination of these things: the browser, specific web pages or domains, and not just the web pages and domains that you can tag with an HTML code. This could be a partner website or a vendor website, whatever your use case dictates. Specific desktop applications like Adobe Reader, browser settings windows, even a native application like QuickBooks. And we can even get right down to specific fields on a page where we block, and not just mask, we actually block so that the data is never transmitted. We can block fields on a page like a credit card number or a social security number. So that's LiveLOOK in a nutshell. Now I'm going to get into the business value of co-browse. Number one of the strongest metrics to support the value of co-browsing is customer satisfaction scores. We work with one big financial organization and did a lot of great analysis during their pre-deployment pilot stage, where they were querying customers who had co-browsed in a customer service interaction. They found that 91% of those customers said it very much enhanced the visit to their site. Overall, during the pilot, they saw a 10-point lift in their customer satisfaction score. So that was excellent results right out of the gate. Now, a lot of customers who use co-browsing to troubleshoot technical issues, and that would normally have required a lot of back and forth, maybe some screenshots, forwarding those screenshots onto a technical expert. There are a lot of steps before the issue is solved. With co-browsing, an agent can bring in whoever they need right into the session to solve the problem. And then they're done. It's one call, it's one chat, the issue is resolved, and it's done. They've seen exactly what the customer is seeing. They've seen exactly what steps the customer took to get there, and they're looking at the exact errors that are coming up on the screen, and they're being able to solve that issue very accurately. They know that it's done, and they know that they've solved that issue because they've solved it with the customer. So when the call or the chat ends, everyone is literally on the same page that the issue was resolved. So average handling time is an interesting one for us. It's at the stage that one is highly dependent on the use case. For a company that's really focused on raising their customer satisfaction score or ensuring first call resolution, or even if they're just trying to create a premium customer experience in general to drive loyalty or give a white glove experience to maybe specific customer segments, browsing creates a very engaged interaction, and that can actually keep customers engaged longer than they would be without it. So a sales use case, for example, that's great. And for customer experience focused use cases, that's also not problematic. For a company that's looking at co-browse to reduce handling time, that's absolutely achievable, and we have some great case studies on this, especially with our new product, because that launches, and we advertise sub 10 seconds, but really it's about half that. It launches in about 5 seconds. So a browse session is almost instantly established, and the agent can understand and solve a website-related issue so much more quickly than he would be able to without co-browsing. So you're shaving off all those seconds or minutes of back and forth descriptions of what's on the screen, what did the customer do to get to that screen, what does the error message say, what should he click on, where is it? All that conversation is completely gone. I work with an insurance company. It's one of the Blue Cross Blue Shield groups, and I know we have some Blues on the phone today. They measured the impact of co-browse on handling time, and they were having a lot of customers that were having trouble using member services tools. So they were calling in for help using those tools. With co-browsing, the company saw an 80% decrease in average call handling time just by using co-browse to help their online customers. So here's another KPI. Driving self-service usage. This is something that our customers have measured co-browse against. We work with another big financial company. They launched some new online tools. So these were very robust tools, and they were getting a pretty high call volume related to using those tools. They found that those calls, in particular, had a higher than usual transfer rate, and when a subject matter expert connected, oftentimes, they were just completing whatever task the customer was having trouble with for the customer. So they did nothing to help the customers make use of the tools moving forward. And it was a frustrating experience for both the customer and the agent. When they started co-browsing with customers and guiding them through the process instead, they had better first call resolution rates, and they saw a lift in adoption of their online tools. Companies spend a lot on self-service tools, and co-browsing is a very, very inexpensive way to ensure that they're getting an ROI on that investment as well. The top contact center goals we've heard in 2012 and going into 2013 is finding ways to drive efficiency within contact center operations. So some ways co-browsing offers efficiencies are in the use of co-browse sessions as a real-time training tool. And this is a live look right into a customer interaction, seeing the issue resolution from both sides end to end. Very efficient way to give up-to-the-minute training to the new agents and just continuing education for existing agents. And hitting those KPIs of handling time and first call resolution, those are important contact center goals. Being able to handle issues more quickly and more accurately is going to ensure optimal efficiency on an ongoing basis. And it's frustration. So I'll go into more detail on this at number 8, but this is a tool that agents really value. Less agent churn keeps the contact center operating more efficiently, and we've definitely seen co-browse capability help on that end. I'm going to shift from customer service KPIs to more e-commerce-based metrics now. Using the invitation to co-browse or shop together as a proactive invitation meant to drive engagement is an incredibly strong way to keep visitors from bouncing to maybe a competitive site. An actively engaged customer is going to transition from passive research mode into active purchasing mode much more easily while they're in contact with your agent. The agent can build trust, they can answer questions, they can make competitive offers, whatever they need to do in order to close the sale versus just losing that customer without any contact. So the concept is the same as live chat with an increased level of engagement. So having that visual connection between the customer and the agent. When that agent is engaged with the customer, that conversion rates really are just the beginning. A well-trained agent can upsell and cross-sell while they're co-shopping with the customer, and that's going to increase average order sizes as well. And it's a really cool customer experience. Customers really like this concierge type service. Very easy to get a customer tie into getting future sales opportunities by asking them to maybe join a mailing list, or asking them to check out the company on Facebook or Twitter, or encourage them to share their experience with their social networks. So let's go back now to the agent side of things. CoBrowse is made to be a contact center agent's best friend. It's fast, it's easy, it helps them to do their job better. Every agent has stories to tell of frustrating customer interactions where they're not at all on the same page. Maybe there's a language barrier, or maybe it's just a really big gap in technical aptitude. Opening a window into the customer's view instantly alleviates all that frustration, and agents love having the ability to do that. They also like that they can get that visibility on an ongoing basis. So no matter how familiar an agent is with the company's website or their web tools today, that can change at any time, and that's especially true with mobile devices, where those tools can look different and they can function different depending on the customer's mobile platform. So it's hard to keep on top of what everything looks like in every customer environment on an ongoing basis, and that's probably just, at this stage, impossible for the average agent. So co-browsing takes away that challenge entirely. Agents consistently report that they love using co-browse technology because it helps them meet their performance goals, and they appreciate being given this type of tool that helps them excel in their field. So then once I've actually been brought into a new company because agents are familiar with co-browsing and they don't want to work without it. I actually have a great quote from credit union, Northrop Grumman Federal Credit Union. They use our co-browse product, and I'm just going to read this quote because it's one of my favorites. This is something we can't live without going forward. If I said we had to take away co-browse, there would be a huge uproar in the support department. We love to hear testimonials like that, obviously. So 9, this is one that's got definite value, but it's a little harder to measure as a KPI. The benefit that we hear about all the time, meaning visibility into the customer experience, absolutely helps with developing process improvements, documenting issues or bugs for reporting or knowledge-based content. We have one of the biggest tax prep companies in the United States using our co-browse solution, and they love it for this purpose. Obviously secondary after how well it impacts their call handling time, also their Net Promoter Score and their first call resolution rates. Oftentimes they have senior agents or technical contacts just jump right into a live session and document things and take action on bugs or issues, anything that can be improved upon. And number 10, customer loyalty. This is another one that's hard to measure, but hopefully everyone on the call has some idea of the lifetime value of their customer. Customers love to co-browse. Once they've done it, they know that their company can help them this way and ask for it when they need help in the future. Customers stay loyal to companies that provide excellent customer service. We all know this. So help your customers quickly and accurately and make it easy for them. And they're going to stay loyal to your brand, even if they have problems, because they know that you care about helping them. All right, so part 2, we're going to talk more about measuring the ROI of co-browse technology. Measuring the ROI is very achievable. It can be complicated. It's very dependent on aspects like the number of agents, the color, the chat volume in your contact center, especially dependent on your use case or your use cases for co-browsing, your e-commerce goals, and what KPIs you're already measuring in your contact center. In terms of contact center efficiency, these are the ones where we can absolutely help track ROI, and they tend to be very easy to track. First, call resolution rates, reduced handle time, training to self-service, pickup of self-service tools, and better agent satisfaction and reduced turnover. These are complicated to measure, but they can also be achieved with good analytics strategies. Customer loyalty and retention, and customer evangelization, especially in social media channels. And from an e-commerce perspective, we can measure these: increased sales volume, increased average order sizes, and increased conversions. And that's not just from an e-commerce point of view, but also submissions. So completing any kind of action, submitting an application or registering for a product or service. These ROI calculations requires a lot of planning and, in many cases, integration with existing analytic systems. We can do some projections, though, with our ROI calculator. With some projections outlined, we can also help you craft a business case or co-browse deployment in your contact center based on your use case and your goals. So if that's something that you would be interested in, go and email me at mbruzio@livelook.com. You should have my email address from your webinar information email. And we'll schedule a call with a LiveLOOK expert. I'm going to analyze your goals and your baseline numbers, and they'll help set those ROI projections and help you create that business case for your deployment. So we'll move on to questions now, and I'll stop the recording here, and I just want to say thank you for being on the webinar, and thanks for listening.